All right, students, welcome back after the break. Let's go ahead. Everyone over here now, let's go ahead. Now, we'll be going ahead and moving to the next part. In the previous part, we were done with what? Time of supply. Let's go ahead and now move to the next part, which is input tax credit. Sir, can you give us a quick linking? Yes, Baba, let's take a linking and then we go ahead. We started learning GST with goods or service. Goods or service has to be supplied. Supply can be either interstate supply or supply can be either intrastate. Interstate supply, what will be levied? IGST. Intrastate, what will be levied? Once GST gets levied, GST has to be collected and paid by a taxable person. How will he collect? How will he pay? He'll calculate GST is equal to value of supply into rate of tax. Once you go ahead and calculate the value, you will prepare the tax invoice, credit note, debit note, and delivery challan. Once you prepare the tax invoice, you will go ahead and maintain your accounts and records, and you will send the goods to other person with the help of e-way bill. Now listen, now your liability to pay will come. Liability to pay comes at the time of supply. Supposingly, you are liable to pay 1,000 rupees to the government. What will you tell the government? Sir, 1,000 rupees is my liability. Let me see how much input tax credit I have. I will use that and balance I will pay in cash. So the next step comes is you will go ahead and use your input tax credit. If you have input tax rate, supposedly 500 rupees, remaining amount you will go ahead and make the payment. So here we are in the chapter of input tax credit. I use my input tax credit and remaining amount I have to make the payment. So now we are going to understand input tax credit. A++ graded chapter, everyone. We are going to learn 3 sections in this chapter. Section number 16, section number 17 and section number 18. Section number 16, A graded. 17 also, 17 B graded, I can go ahead and say, but section number 17 section number 17.5 is A graded, and then section number 18 is the C graded part of this chapter. Let's go ahead and get it started with input tax credit. I will say again A++, very, very important from exam point of view. Sir, how many marks do you expect? I expect around 8 marks from this chapter. Everyone over here, input tax credit. Whenever I go ahead and say input tax credit, what are the things of which you get the credit? You get only of input, is it? Input means what? Input means goods other than capital goods used or intended for use in the business. So in my business, whatever goods I buy, which I have not capitalized, those are inputs. But actually, you get input tax credit not only of input. The name of the chapter is kept short, saying input tax credit. Actually, you get input tax credit of input also, input services also, and capital goods also. So when I say input to means only goods, but in the chapter of ITC, we get input tax credit basically of input also, input services. What do you mean by input services? Any services used or intended to be used in the business, and you get credit of capital goods also. Capital goods means any goods which are capitalized in your books of account, used or intended for use in the business. Always remember, input service or capital goods, whatever the tax you pay. Can you tell me what do you mean by tax? Tax means the GST which you pay. People, I paid excise duty. Will I get excise duty ka credit under GST? No. You get only tax ka credit, and the tax means over here the GST. Whether you have paid the GST under forward charge and that person paid to the government, you will get the credit. If you paid GST under reverse charge also, you will get the credit. Remember, whether you have paid under forward charge or you have gone ahead and paid under reverse charge. Always remember, whether it is CGST, SGST, IGST, UTGST, and includes IGST paid on import. So whenever you go ahead and import, people, whenever you go ahead and import, you will go ahead and pay what? IGST. When you file the bill of entry, you will pay what? IGST. That IGST ka credit is also given to you. But remember, input tax does not include composition tax. In composition, you would have paid 1%, 1%, 5% or 6%. That composition tax is never included in your input tax. So sir, whether I buy input or I buy input services or I buy capital goods for my business, whatever GST I have paid, whether I paid under forward charge, whether I paid under reverse charge, all the credit will be given to me. Where? The credit will be given in your e-credit ledger. And that is why the chapter ka name is input tax credit. The credit of the tax which you paid on your input service and capital goods. Now, the most important section, the first section is section number 16 over here. Section number 16, I will tell you, listen to me very carefully. In your exam, they might not ask a direct question on 17, 16, but it will be a part of your big question. It will be part of any other questions which are there, where you have to go ahead and take the input tax, credit, etc. ka calculation. That time, it will be very important. So listen every point carefully. It is very, very important. Everyone over here now. Section number 16 has section number 16.1, section number 16.2, section number 16.3 and section number 16.4. All the sections we'll be going ahead and talking about. Section number 16 ka name of the section is eligibility and condition for taking the input tax credit. Who is eligible and what are the conditions he has to fulfill, only then the credit will be given. First of all, who are the people who are eligible and what are the conditions you have to go ahead and fulfill, only then you will be given the credit. Sir, who are the people who are eligible? If you are a registered person, people, do unregistered person get input tax credit? No, only registered person will get of what? Goods, services or both which have used in his and the amount in his business, and the amount will be credited where? In the e-credit ledger. So who gets the credit? Registered person. Of what? Of the goods, services or both which he has used in his business, and the amount will be credited to your e-credit ledger. The next one is section number 16.2, which goes ahead and talks about the condition for going ahead and taking the credit. Actually, earlier there were A, B, C, D, only 4 conditions. But then government went ahead and told, I will increase the condition, and there are 2 more conditions added, AA and BA. Let's go ahead and revise the condition. Number 1, you should always be in the possession of tax invoice, including revised tax invoice or debit note or such other tax paying document as may be prescribed. If you want to take the credit, you should always have what? Tax invoice, revised tax invoice, debit note or such other document as told in rule number 36. Let's talk about rule number 36 now. Rule number 36 says what are the documentary requirement and condition for taking the credit. Again, section number 16 says about the documentary requirement. Section number rule number 36 goes ahead and talks about the documentary requirements for taking the credit. Rule number 36 has sub-rule 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone over here. Sub-rule 1 goes ahead and says, what are the documents you should have to go ahead and take the credit? Number 1, you should have bill of entry. You should have what, everyone? You should have BIRDS, B-I-R-D-S. Listen, B for bill of entry. You should have bill of entry. If I imported some goods from outside India, on the basis of which document I'll get the credit? Bill of entry. I'll file the bill of entry. I'll pay custom duty. I'll pay IGST. That IGST ka credit will be given to me on the basis of bill of entry. I for ISD invoice. If I have a input service distributor ka invoice also, I can go ahead and take the credit. R for, remember, reverse charge mein, you should have which document? Self-invoice. Invoice under section number 31(3)(f, that is always subject to payment of tax. It means reverse charge mein, only if you pay the tax, only then you can go ahead and take the credit. So people, B for bill of entry, I for ISD invoice, R means RCM ka case mein you should have what? Self-invoice, the invoice which you have prepared, and that is why I called it RCM ka case mein self-invoice. D for you should have the debit note, and S for you should have the supplier's invoice, only then you will get the credit. What are the 5 documents you should have? बिल ऑफ एंट्री, ISD इनवॉइस, RCM का केस में सेल्फ इनवॉइस, D for debit note and S for supplier's invoice. Only then you will be able to take the credit. Now, in the tax invoice ka chapter, we have gone ahead and learned in the tax invoice ka chapter that rule number 46 goes ahead and says lot of detail which should be there in your tax invoice. Do you guys agree with me? Rule number 46 goes ahead and tells you what are the details that should be there in your tax invoice. Now, supposingly, in my tax invoice which I have gone ahead and received, one detail is missing. Can I not take the credit of that invoice only? So government went ahead and told, whenever you are taking the credit of birds may at least this detail should be there, only then you can take the credit. Sir, what details should be there? ITC can be availed of the document if document contains what? Description, value, tax, GSTN number and place of supply in case of interstate supply. So people, birds may what should be there? Birds may description should be there, value to should be there, tax should be there, GSTN number and place of supply. First of all, you will get the credit only if you have birds. What is birds, everyone? With me, repeat. Bill of entry, ISD invoice, RCM का केस में self invoice, then debit note, S for supplier's invoice. If you have this document, you can take the credit. No other condition. Sir, birds may at least these details should be there. What detail, everyone? Description, value, tax, GSTN number and place of supply in case of interstate supply. The third one is if you have paid any tax because of a fraud, willful misstatement or suppression of fact. Sir, supposingly you are taking some goods on the way and going and you are caught and you were taken to the GST department. They gave you a demand order. They told, hey, without bill you are taking the goods and going. Take. They gave me a demand order under section number 74. And I paid them some tax. That tax ka credit will not be given. Always remember one thing, that tax there is no credit. Supposingly you bought the goods from me, you told sir send the goods without any invoice. I send you the goods without any invoice and on the way GST department caught me. And now they went ahead and gave me a demand order and I paid the GST. I will call and tell you, hey, because of you, I got caught. Now I'm giving you an invoice. Pay me the GST. Remember that invoice, when I give it to you, you will not get any credit because the tax was paid because of a fraud, willful misstatement or suppression of fact. Always remember, no ITC of any tax paid in pursuance of DO. DO means what, everyone? Demand order confirmed on account of fraud, willful misstatement or suppression of fact. You will never get any credit. People, and the next one over here is fourth one. What is fourth one telling? Fourth one goes ahead and says, Ramesh, you can take the credit only if your supplier shows the details in the GSTR1. Supposingly, I went ahead and bought from my supplier some goods. Supplier should show in GSTR1. He sold me 1 crore and 18 lakh rupees ka GST. He should show in GSTR1 and the details should come in my GSTR2B. So if in my GSTR2B 18 lakh is appearing, only then I will be able to take the credit. I have the invoice, but the amount is not appearing in my 2B. Can I take the credit or I can't take? Can't take. Is my point clear to all? Everyone over here, this is what is being told over here. No ITC shall be availed by a registered person with respect to invoice or debit note, the details of which are required to be uploaded where? In GSTR1. And the details of the ITC has been communicated to the registered person in GSTR2B. Unless the details are not communicated to me, I cannot go ahead and take the ITC. Can you tell me, everyone, what did I teach you in section number 16? We have to keep repeating, everyone. We have to keep repeating, only then you will remember. Section number 16 may we learned section number 16. 1. Who can take the credit? Registered person. Sir, of what? Goods, services or both, which he has used in his business, and the credit will be given in the e-credit ledger. Section number 16.2 went ahead and told what are the conditions you have to fulfill, only then you will be given the credit. First one over here is section number 16.2a, you should have tax invoice, revised tax invoice, debit note or such other document as told in rule number 36. Now we are learning rule number 36. Rule number 36 has 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes or no, everyone? What did rule number 36 tell? You should have birds. Correct, everyone? Birds may, what details should be there? description, value, tax, GST number and place of supply. Sir, if you paid any tax because of a fraud, willful misstatement or suppression, that document ka you will never get the credit. And remember, supplier should show in GSTR 1 and the amount should come in your GSTR 2B, only then you can take the credit. The next one over here is, this rule number 36 made D point, which was then a fourth point. They wrote that you should show in GSTR 1, only then you can take the credit. Anything told in the rule also should be written in the act. And hence, the same thing they went ahead and told in the act also. In section number 16, they inserted AA and they told the details of the invoices or debit note referred to in A, means whatever invoices etc. you are taking the credit, they are telling such details should be furnished by the supplier and such details have been communicated to the recipient of the invoice or debit note in the manner specified under section number 37, means the same thing. They are telling supplier should have shown the details in the GSTR 1 and the amount should be communicated to in GSTR 2B, only then you can take the credit. The next one, listen. Now, supplier went ahead and showed the details in GSTR 1. People listen. Supplier showed the detail in GSTR 1. The amount came in my GSTR 2B. Government went ahead and told in the GSTR 2B, we will go ahead and make 2 columns. We'll make how many columns? 2 columns. One is ITC available and one is ITC not available. Sir, why ITC will not be available? Might be your supplier who is there, he has gone ahead and done some default. That defaults, as of now, the defaults are yet to be notified. The defaults are yet to be notified. Take everyone. Now listen. What they are going ahead and telling, if your supplier has gone ahead and done some default, actually section number 38 talks about it, but section number 38 told it will be notified. Are we clear everyone? Now. So, if your supplier has gone ahead and done some default, as of now you think your supplier has done some default, then your amount will come in the ITC not available. Supposingly, in my ITC available is 5 lakh rupees, in my ITC not available, it is 13 lakh rupees. Can you tell me how much credit can I take? Only 5 lakh. That they went ahead and told over here that even though the amount is appearing in your GSTR 2B, see the details of the ITC with respect to the supply communicated to the registered person under section number 38 has not been restricted. If the ITC is restricted, you cannot go ahead and take it. Is my point clear to all? Tell me one thing. What did I tell you till now? I went ahead and told you, first of all, who can take the credit? Registered person. Sir, of the goods, services or both which he has used in his business, an amount will be given in the e-credit ledger. Section number 16(2) went ahead and told that, sir, A, you will get the credit of the tax invoice, revised tax invoice, debit note or such other document as told in rule number 36. Rule number 36 went ahead and told you should have birds may at least you should have description, quantity, value, tax and GSTN number. Sorry. Description, value, tax, GSTN number and place of supply. If you paid any tax because of fraud, willful misstatement or suppression, no credit. And the next one, supplier should show in GSTR 1 and it should come in GSTR 2B. Now listen, AA also went ahead and told supplier should show in GSTR 1 and the details should come in your GSTR 2B. And then BA went ahead and told in your 2B also it should not be what everyone? Restricted, because if it is restricted in your GSTR 2B, that credit you will not get. Is my point clear to all? So the very first condition I think is clear. AA and BA is connected. Can I go ahead everyone? Now, sir, B went ahead and told if you want to take the credit, you should have received the goods, services or both. Always remember, if you have received the goods, service, I got only invoice. Did not receive the goods. Can I take the credit? No. I received the invoice in the month of January. Goods received in the month of February. When can I take the credit? February. Always remember, invoice should also be there and goods should also be received. Now they are telling deemed receive ka concept is also fine. What is deemed receive ka concept? I went ahead and told my supplier, give me the bill. Send the goods to my buyer directly. When my buyer receives, I can go ahead and take the credit. This is known as what everyone? Deemed receive. Bill to. Ship to model. You bill it to me, you ship it to him. When he receives it, it will be deemed that I have received and I can go ahead and take the credit. Then it goes ahead and says, subject to section number 41, tax should be paid to the government through cash or credit utilization. Everyone listen to me very carefully. My supplier went ahead and filed GSTR1. This is my supplier. I am the recipient. My supplier filed GSTR1. And it came in my GSTR to be, for an example, he showed a sale of 1 crore and 18 lakh rupees ka GST. In my 2B, 18 lakh rupees came. Listen. Now, when I am filing my GSTR 3B, I would have also filed my GSTR 1. For example, I filed my GSTR 1 2 crore, liability 36 lakh. Can you tell me in my GSTR 3B what will I do? I will tell my output tax liability is 36 lakh. My input tax credit is what? 18 lakh. And how much I have to pay balance? 18 lakhs I have to pay in cash. Do you guys agree with me? You know what? It was appearing in my 2B. I went ahead and took the credit. But always remember, your supplier should have also filed his GSTR 3B, and whatever 18 lakh was there, he should have used his credit and paid it. Or if no credit, he should have paid 18 lakh in cash. Did you guys understand this? If my supplier did not file his GSTR 3B, he did not file his GSTR 3B, then can I take the credit or I can't take the credit? They told, listen, how will you know whether your supplier immediately filed GSTR 3B or not? So government goes ahead and says, subject to section number 41, the tax should be paid to the government. Means your supplier should have paid the GST to the government, either by using his credit or in cash. Now, sir, my supplier did not file his GSTR 3B, but sir, I already took the credit because I was also filing GSTR 3B on 20. He was also filing on 20. I already took the credit. Now what to do? So government went ahead and told it is subject to section number 41. Section number 41 goes ahead and says every registered person shall be entitled to avail the credit of the eligible input tax as self-assessed in his return, and such amount will be credited to the e-credit ledger. Whatever credit you are asking, government is telling we will give it to you. But the ITC availed by the registered person with respect to such supply, the tax has not been paid by the supplier, shall be reversed along with interest in the manner prescribed. It means government is saying if your supplier did not pay the tax, this credit which you went ahead and took should be reversed by you. Now I went ahead and told, sir, supplier did not file the return immediately on time. He can file little late. So till when should I wait for my supplier to go ahead and file my return? So till when should I wait for my supplier to go ahead and file his GSTR 3B, and then I should go ahead and reverse? Should I reverse immediately? The government told, we will tell you in rule number 37A. Is my point clear till here? The government went ahead and told, in rule number 37A, see, rule number 37A. Government told reversal of ITC in case of non-payment by the supplier and re-availment thereof. Sir, my supplier did not file GSTR 3B. What do I do with the ITC I already took? Reverse. When? Here. Where the ITC has been availed by the registered person in the GSTR 3B with respect to invoice or debit note, the details of which have been furnished by the supplier in GSTR 1 or IFF. It means my supplier showed the detail in GSTR 1 or IFF is what? Invoice furnishing facility, and the amount was coming in my 2B, so I went ahead and took the input tax credit. However, but corresponding GSTR 3B has not been furnished by the supplier till 30th September following the end of the financial year in which the ITC has been availed. Everyone listen to me very carefully. For an example, this is the year 2021. People over here, this is the year 2021. This is the month of April. I went ahead and filed my GSTR 3B. I went ahead and took output tax liability 36 lakh, input tax credit I took 18 lakh, and balance I paid only 18 lakh to the government. But you know what? My supplier did not file his GSTR 3B. It means my supplier also should have filed his GSTR 3B. In this question, can you tell me my supplier ka GSTR 3B was what? 18 lakh rupees? Input tax credit and remaining in cash. My supplier, output tax liability 18 lakh, input tax credit supposing 0, and he should have paid in cash how much? 18 lakh. But tell me one thing, did he file GSTR 3B or he did not file? He did not file. So you tell him, sir, please file next month. Please file next month. Please file next month. If he does not file, you have to reverse, correct? So you keep telling him. But if he still does not file the GSTR 3B till what date? Till next year, September. If he files GSTR 3B by September, what credit I have taken, I can keep it, no problem. But if till September he did not go ahead and file the GSTR 3B, then what will happen? Then they are going ahead and telling the said ITC shall be reversed by the registered person while filing the GSTR 3B on or before 30th November following the end of the financial year. People, if he did not file his GSTR 3B till what date? Till September, then I am filing my GSTR 3B on 30th November? No. On or before 30th November, whichever GSTR 3B I am filing, I have to go ahead and reverse the ITC. Please tell me everyone, are we all clear with this point? Can I go ahead everyone? Okay. Now tell me one thing. I went ahead and reversed the credit. I went ahead and reversed the credit. If I don't go ahead and reverse the credit on 30th November, then what will happen? Supposingly, I went ahead and reversed on 30th December. I reversed it. Then, for this much period, I'll have to pay interest under section number 50. That is 18% interest has to be paid. Okay. Sir, I reversed the credit. Which credit? 18 lakh. You know what? My supplier, very bad boy, sir. He went ahead and filed his GSTR 3B after that. Can I take the credit again? Yes. After that, you can re-avail. Whichever GSTR 3B you are filing now, you can go ahead and re-avail the credit. But interest you will not get back. Interest is gone. Is my point clear to all? Everyone over here, my question to all of you. Supplier filed GSTR 1. Amount came in 2B. I took the credit. He did not file GSTR 3B. But I already took the credit. Can I continue keeping the credit? Yes. Tell your supplier, next month file, next month file. If it does not file a GSTR 3B till what date? Next year, 30th September. Then I have to go ahead and reverse the credit. By what date? 30th of November. If I reverse by 30th November, then no interest. But if I don't reverse by 30th November, if I reverse later, then I'll have to pay interest under section number 50. And section number 50 says interest is only payable if you have gone ahead and utilized the credit. Do you guys remember? Next. So if you have used the credit, you have to pay the interest from which day? After 30th November, till the date you are going ahead and paying it back, you have to pay interest. Sir, I paid the amount back to the government. My supplier filed his GSTR 3B. Can I re-avail it? Yes. Everyone over here now. It goes ahead and says, proviso, if ITC is not reversed, the same amount shall be paid by the person along with interest under section number 50. If supplier subsequently furnishes the GSTR 3B, the amount the registered person may re-avail the credit in the GSTR 3B for the period thereafter. Means any GSTR 3B you are filing after that, you can go ahead and take the credit again. Is my point clear to all? Are clear everyone? Can I go ahead? Chalo. Everyone over here now. Sir, tell me one thing. If supposingly my supplier filed a GSTR 1 and the amount is appearing in my GSTR 2B, how much is appearing everyone? 18 lakh. Remember, when he filed GSTR 1 and the amount is appearing in a GSTR 2B, no, that amount is in the air. If you want it, you have to ask for it. And that is what they are telling. If you want the credit, return should be filed under section number 39. Means your GSTR 3B. This is the GSTR 3B. If you don't file your GSTR 3B, you will never get the credit. So if you want to take the credit, you have to ask in your GSTR 3B. Can I go ahead everyone? Tell me one thing. What did I teach you in section number 16 till now? Section number 16.1. Who is eligible? Section number 16.1. Who is eligible? Registered person of what? Goods, services or both. Which he has used in his. And the amount will be given in your e-credit. Section number 16.2. What are the conditions? You know what? What is the condition? TR. TR condition. Sir, what is T? You should have tax invoice, revised tax invoice, debit note, or such other document as told in rule number 36. Okay? What is rule number 36 telling? Rule number 36 says you should have birds. People with me, you should have birds. Birch may you should have description, value, tax, GST number and place of supply. Sir, fraud, willful misstatement and suppression, you will not get the credit. Sir, supplier should show in GSTR1 and it should come in my GSTR2B. Only then I can go ahead and take the credit. You know, this was A point, correct? Same thing told in AA. That supplier should show in GSTR1 and the amount should come in 2B. And same thing told in 2B, that's BA, that 2B may, the amount should not be restricted. So I go ahead and say this condition is only one, T condition. Can I go ahead, everyone? What is R condition? R means you should have received the goods, services or both. Only then you can go ahead and take the credit. T for tax should be paid to government. Means who should have paid the tax to the government? Supplier should have paid the tax to the government either using his credit or cash. Sir, and the next one is I should file my return. Return should be filed. Only then you can go ahead and return filed by whom? Tax paid to government by whom? Supplier. And who will file the return? Return should be filed by recipient. Only then you can go ahead and take the credit. Please tell me, everyone, are we all clear till here? Sure. What is TR condition? First, tax invoice. R for receipt of goods. You should have the tax invoice and other document. Number 2, you should have received the goods, services or both. Third, tax should be paid to the government. Number 4, I should file the return. Only then I can go ahead and take the credit. Are we all clear till here? Everyone over here now. The next page. They are going ahead and telling if goods against an invoice are received in lots or installment, always remember registered person will be entitled to avail the credit on the last lot or last installment. Supposingly, I have one invoice which I have gone and received in the month of January, but against the invoice, the goods are received in 3 lots. This is received in January, this is received in February, this is received in March. Can you tell me when can I take the credit? Only in the month of March. The next one over here is payment to the supplier should always be done within how many days? 180 days. Remember, payment to the supplier should be always done within 180 days from the date of invoice. The value plus the tax both should be paid. If you don't pay, then whatever ITC you have taken, you have to reverse along with interest, and then method is told in rule number 37. Rule number 37, I'll go ahead and explain you like this. I went ahead and received one invoice. Tell me one thing, on 1st of January, I received an invoice. People, my supplier supplied me the goods. I received the invoice in the month of January. January month ka invoice on 20th February. Will I go ahead and take the ITC? Are tell no, ITC availed on 20th February. Now listen to me very carefully. In January, if you receive the invoice, you should go ahead and make the payment within 180 days. 180 days gets over on 30th of June. Remember, if you don't make the payment on 30th June to your supplier, whatever ITC you took, June month ka when you are filing the return, 20th February, whatever the ITC was taken, you have to go ahead and reverse. Supposing the invoice was 1,18,000 GST. How much ITC I took? 18,000? No. I have to reverse 18,000 along with under section number 50. Can I go ahead, everyone? Are we all clear till here? Tell me one thing. Supplier went ahead and gave me one invoice. I should always make the payment to the supplier within how much time? 180 days. If I don't make the payment within 180 days, the month 180 days gets over. That month when I'll go ahead and file my return, I should go ahead and pay back the GST along with interest. Is my point clear to all? That is what is being told. Reversal of ITC in case of non-payment of consideration. Registered person shall reverse or pay an amount equal to the ITC availed proportionate to the amount not paid along with interest while furnishing the GSTR 3B for the period immediately following 180 days from the date of invoice. Invoice is over here, 180 days gets over here. If you make the payment, no problem. Whatever credit you took, keep it. But if you don't make the payment within 180 days, after 180 days, you should reverse the credit. Is my point clear to all? And when you are reversing, you have to reverse along with interest under section number 50. Section number 50 says interest is only payable if you had utilized the credit. Utilize the credit, then only you have to pay interest. Everyone over here, this reversal which we went ahead and did, no? This reversal is not applicable in 3 scenarios. Remember this point, very, very important. I like these points. Sir, supplies on which tax is payable under RCM. Everyone, I paid the GST under RCM. I paid the GST under RCM. My question is, when I paid GST under RCM and took the credit, even if I don't pay you, no problem. I can still keep the credit. Government says, supplier went ahead and supplied. You paid the GST under RCM. You can take the credit. Let the supplier go to hell. Don't make the payment. That doesn't matter. Can I go ahead, everyone? The next one over here is the value of supply made without consideration. That is schedule 1 ka supplies. People, supplier supplied me. That supply was without consideration. When there is no consideration, what should I pay? There is nothing which is payable, and in that scenario, there is no reversal, etc., which will happen. The third one over here is the value of supply on account of obligation of the supplier made by the recipient. Everyone, what is this telling? Supplier went ahead and supplied me one machine. I had to pay him 1 lakh rupees. I paid his friend 50,000 rupees. How much is the amount payable by me to the supplier now remaining? Only 50,000. So reversal will happen only with respect to that 50,000. It says the value of supplies on account of obligation of the supplier made by the recipient. If I have already paid on behalf of the supplier some amount to his vendor, then that amount ke liye reversal will not happen. And they are telling this shall be deemed to have been paid for the purpose. Nothing, Baba. They are telling for this, the reversal will not happen. For these 3 things, the reversal will not happen. Sir, I went ahead and reversed. Later, I made the payment to the supplier. Later, when you make the payment to the supplier, after 180 days, you can go ahead and take the credit again. ITC can be taken again when the payment is made. Remember, there is no time limit to retake the credit. Retaking the credit ke liye section number 16(4) is not applicable. Everyone over here now. Section number 16(3). People, what did we learn in this page? We went ahead and learned goods received in lot, ITC on the receipt of last lot. If supplier went ahead and gave me an invoice, always the payment should be done within 180 days. If I don't pay within 180 days, I should reverse the credit along with interest. Sir, later I made the payment, take the credit again, but interest will not be given back. Section number 16(3). Everyone, I went ahead and bought one asset. 1 lakh rupees ka I bought an asset and 18,000 rupees is the GST I paid. Tell me one thing, everyone. 1 lakh rupees to I will go ahead and claim depreciation. What about this 18,000 rupees? The GST which is paid. Remember, GST ka either you can take the ITC or you can claim depreciation on the GST also. Can I go ahead, everyone? Both is not possible. If you go ahead and take the ITC, don't take depreciation. If you don't take ITC, you can claim depreciation of the tax component also. They are telling registered person if claimed depreciation on the tax component of capital goods and plant and machinery under the Income Tax Act, no ITC. You will not get the ITC. Next. Sir, what is the maximum time limit to take the credit with respect to an invoice or a debit note? Remember, invoice and debit note are not linked. Invoice ke liye separate time limit, debit note ke liye always separate time limit. So for an example, this year related one invoice is there. That invoice I kept down and I sat on it and I forgot. When should I take the credit? Whenever you remember, next month you can take the credit. Next month ka return you can take the credit. But the maximum time limit is 30th day of November, following the end of the financial year, or actual date of furnishing annual return, whichever is earlier. Are we all clear with this point? Can I go ahead, everyone? Tell me one thing. What did we go ahead and learn in this chapter? Section number 16 we learned, right? Section number 16, I told you, section number 16(1), total bakwas. Who can take the credit? Registered person. Section number 16(2), I went ahead and told you, TR condition. Can I go ahead, everyone? Number 1, you should have the tax invoice, revised tax invoice, or such other document as told in rule number 36. R for you should have received the goods, services, or both. Only then you can take the credit. T for tax paid to government by the supplier. Correct, everyone? And R for return should be filed by the recipient. Only then you can go ahead and take the credit. The section number 16, small miscellaneous points we learned. Goods received in lot, ITC on the receipt of the last lot. 180 days may you should always go ahead and make the payment. Sir, third one, if you take ITC, don't take depreciation. If you take depreciation of the tax component, don't take ITC. Section number 16(4) went ahead and told, what is the maximum time limit, everyone? 30th November or annual return ka actual date, whichever is. Congratulations, people. We are done with section number 16. Can we go ahead, everyone? Now, it comes section number 17. Please come to section number 17, everyone. People watching at home, everyone, are we all clear till here? Chalo, theek hai, done. Now, let's go to section number 17. People, section number 17 goes ahead and says apportionment of credit and block credit. What are apportionment of credit and block credit? Section number 17 has section number 17(1), section number 17(2), section number 17(3), section number 17(4), section number 17(5) is over here in block credit, and the next one we have section number 17(6). Everyone over here now, listen. Chalo, what is this going ahead and telling? Section number 17 goes ahead and says, section number 17 says whenever goods, services or both used by registered person partly. Supposingly, I have got one invoice. People, I have gone ahead and got one invoice. This invoice is with respect to the goods which I have used for business also and non-business also. My question to you guys is, I will get the credit full or partly? Partly means half I will get, half I will not get. All these are waste paper, Baba, waste paper. Okay? Don't worry about it. I've called for waste paper, nothing is new. Okay? All these are invoice. As of now, all these are invoice. So whenever you buy something for business purpose and non-business purpose, remember, credit will be available of what, everyone? Of the input tax, which are attributable for what, everyone? Business purpose. You can take the credit of those business which are those things which are only used for business. It means in this invoice, the amount with respect to non-business purpose you will not get, business purpose you will get. If you go ahead and buy something which you are using for what? Taxable supply and exempt supply. Remember, zero-rated supply always will be treated as what? Taxable. If you went ahead and buy something, supposingly, I bought something which I am using for my taxable supply also, which I am using to make exempt supply. If you are using to make taxable supply, you will get the credit. If you are using to make exempt supply, you will not get the credit. But supposingly, I went ahead and used this for making taxable also, for making exempt also, then this invoice ka credit I have to apportion. Means for taxable supply related, I will take the credit. For exempt supply related, I will not get the credit. But sir, how much credit to take, how much credit not to take, that is being told by over here. Credit available of the input tax, which is attributable to what, everyone? Taxable supply, including zero rate, and government went ahead and told in section number 17(6), don't tier invoices. Government told what? Method of apportionment to be prescribed by the government, and government told over here how to go ahead and divide in rule number 42 and rule number 43. If you have credit which is common credit with respect to input and input services, then rule number 42 will help you how to divide the credit which is respect to a taxable supply and exempt supply. If you have capital goods which you have used for taxable also and exempt also, then rule number 43 will help you in going ahead and doing the distribution. Are we all clear till here? Now, rule number 42 and 43 in your next page. Everyone, please come to rule number 42 and 43, everyone. Input tax credit mein, we have rule number 42 over here and rule number 43. Please tell me, everyone, what is rule number 42 going to help you? Rule number 42 will help you for what? Rule number 42 will help you with respect to input and input services. Everyone over here. Manner of apportionment of input tax rate with respect to input and input services is told by rule number 42. Chalo, let's understand 42. Everyone over here, aram se relax, aram se listen over here, everyone. Supposingly, your client went ahead and gave you these invoices in a month. Okay? He gave you the invoices. Now all these invoices ka, first of all, you write down the credit, do the total and write down the credit. For an example, I went ahead and wrote down the credit as 10,000 rupees is the total credit, 1,000, 2,000, like that, 10,000. Everyone on the board over here. Now, out of this, always remember first thing. Supposingly, out of the total credit, the first invoice which is there, Hare, sir, your wife ka, sorry sir, personal bill. What to do? Remove it. Always remember, whatever credit is appearing in your GSTR 2B, don't take all the credit. The first credit you will remove is always the personal purpose. Are we clear? 1,000 rupees ka credit was there, I removed it. Secondly, sir, this is with respect to exempt supply, sir. Raw material for exempt supply. Output is exempt. Will I get the credit? No. Please remove it, sir. Exclusively for exempt supply, sir, please remove it. Sir, biryani bill, sir, biryani bill. Sir, block credit. What to do? Don't take the credit. Again, third one, 1,000 rupees removed. Okay? Now, this credit remained with me. This credit remained with me. This credit is known as, people, this is known as the total credit. Total credit say, we will first remove what? 3 credit. First we'll remove thief number 1, personal purpose. Thief number 2, exempt supply related. Thief number 3, block credit. Are we all clear till here? Now, if after I go ahead and remove all the 3, our total credit say I will remove T1, personal purpose. T2, exempt supply related. T3, block credit. The first thing which will come is the credit, which is how much, everyone? 7,000. This is 7,000 rupees over here. Tell me one thing. In this, some things will be used exclusively for taxable supplier also. So do one thing. Remove from here T4, which is exclusively relating to taxable supply. Supposingly, out of this, 2,000 rupees is relating to taxable supply. Can you tell me how much is remaining now? 5,000. This taxable supply, leave it here. Now, what is remaining is what, everyone? The common credit. This is called as what, everyone? Common credit. This 5,000 rupees will be called as what? Common credit. It is the hodgepodge. You have to find out the hodgepodge. Everyone, how will you find out the hodgepodge? Tell me. I'm asking you again, you have to tell me, okay, everyone? I want you guys to understand and remember this. First, always write the T, total credit. Out of the total credit, first you always have to remember what? Personal purpose, remove it. Secondly, exempt supply 1, remove it. Take a block credit, remove it. Done. What is remaining is credit. Credit. Out of this invoice is relating to taxable supply. What to do? Keep it on the side. You can take this credit, keep it on the side. Okay? The remaining one is the hodgepodge. What is the hodgepodge? Tax, business, non-business, taxable, exempt. These are all commonly used. So we call these as the common credit. Tell me one thing. Out of this common credit which is there, I have to remove what is relating to exempt supply and I have to remove what is relating to personal purpose. If I remove this two, correct, everyone? I'll remove relating to exempt supply. How much? And I've removed relating to personal purpose. And what I will get is credit out of the common credit which I'm eligible. So it is called C3, everyone. Is my point clear to all? Please tell me, everyone, how did we arrive at this? Tell me one thing, quickly. People watching at home, everyone over here now. Tell me one thing. The total credit I will write as T. How much? 10,000 rupees. Take everyone. Out of this, first thing, what will I remove? Personal purpose. Thief number 1, personal purpose. Thief number 2, exempt supply related exclusively. Thief number 3, everyone, block credit. Remove the block credit. Thief number 3. All the 3 gone. What is remaining is credit. Credit is supposingly 7,000 rupees. This is exclusively relating to taxable supply. Keep it. Correct, everyone? T4, 2,000 rupees. What is the common credit, everyone? 5,000. This is your common credit. Now tell me one thing. Out of the common credit, we have to remove relating to exempt supply and we have to remove relating to personal purpose. Exempt supply ke liye do one thing. Take 5,000 rupees common credit multiplied by exempt ka turnover divided by total turnover. On the basis of turnover, sir, personal purpose ka there is no turnover, so just take deemed figure of 5%. So, sir, here supposingly 1,000 rupees came and here supposingly 500 rupees came. Can you tell me out of the common? See, people, I remove first what? Exempt supply related, Second, out of the common credit I removed personal purpose. What is remaining is what? Credit out of the common credit which I am eligible. Credit out of the common credit which I am eligible. And this is 3,500. Is my point clear to all? You know what they are telling? This credit, take the ITC in your e-credit ledger. This credit, reverse. That's all. Can you tell me, actually you are eligible for what? This amount and this amount, correct? How much is this to? 5,500. What they are telling? Simple, no? Okay. This 7,000, okay. Feelings are mutual. You understood 7 only, right? Huh. 7,000 say you have to remove 1,500. How much credit will you get? Is my point 100% clear to all? That's all they have gone ahead and told over here. See, first you have to take the T. T is what, everyone? Total credit. T say you have to remove thief number 1, personal purpose. Thief number 2, exempt supply related. Thief number 3, block credit. Then you will get credit. This credit you should take in your e-credit ledger. Out of that taxable supply you remove, what you will get is common credit. Common credit say you remove D1 and D2. How will you calculate D1? Common credit multiplied by exempt supply divided by total turnover, and D2 is 5%. What is remaining is your C3. People, D1 and D2, please add it to your, reverse it through the GSTR 3B. Is my point clear to all? Can we go ahead, everyone? People, did you guys understand? Shall I tell again or got it? 100%. I love tearing invoice. You tell me one more time. Okay, tell. First one, you will take the total amount. What will you remove? T1, personal purpose. T2, exempt supply. T3, block credit. What is remaining is C1, the credit. What will you remove from this? Taxable supply, remove it. C1, you take the credit. C1, you take the credit. Now remove what? Taxable supply. What is remaining is what? Common credit. Common credit ka little credit I will get, little I will not get. So out of this, you have to remove exempt supply related. So common credit multiplied by E by F. Reverse this. Common credit into 5%. Reverse this. This is your eligible credit. Yes or no, everyone? Do one thing. You reverse this to C1 ka you take the credit. Is my point 100% clear to all? People watching at home, people who were scared, are we all 100% clear? Chalo, everyone over here now. Sir, please don't ever become 100%. Hi. Everyone here now. Total bakwas. Okay? Here. Now remember, E is what, everyone? Exempt supply. F is what? Total turnover. Always remember, E by F may. You should never consider state excise duty, central excise duty, VAT and CST. People, the remaining part in this chapter, which is there, no, the remaining portion in this is not very important. So I'm not getting into in detail so that you don't get confused. I've told you in a very basic way how to remember your rule which is there. Is my point clear? Otherwise, if I start teaching more detail, no, that will be not required. Is my point clear to all? Everyone over here now. Now I want to move to rule number 43. Everyone over here. Now I want to move to rule number 43. What is rule number 43 going ahead and telling? Capital goods ka apportionment. Capital goods ka apportionment. Everyone over here. Capital goods always you have to remember like this. This and everyone here. Capital goods may they have gone ahead and told, supposingly, everyone over here, this is my month of July. This is my month of July. I want to go ahead and see how much credit I should take, how much credit I should not take. So for an example, I bought a capital goods which I have used for exempt supply. Should I take the ITC or I should not take? Tell no, I should not take. I bought a capital goods which is used for my non-business purpose. Should I take the ITC or I should not take? I should not take. I used a capital goods which I have used for taxable supply. Should I take or I should not take? Always go ahead and take the ITC. It will go in your e-credit ledger. Can I go ahead? I went ahead and bought a capital goods which I am using for taxable and exempt supply. Common credit. People, common credit. Take the ITC in your e-credit ledger. And also you have to take it for apportionment. Is my point clear? Next. Again, supposingly I bought one asset which I am using for taxable supply plus exempt supply. Remember, ITC you should take in your e-credit ledger, and also you have to take it for Apportionment. Remember now all this which has to go for apportionment, no, make it a total. Apportionment, whatever is the credit, this will be known as TC. For an example, I'll say this was 10,000 and this was 20,000. How much will come over here? 30,000. Is my point clear? This is known as what, everyone? TC. Total credit which is to be apportioned. Do one thing. Total credit, no. Total credit, you have to find out. Total credit which has to be apportioned, you have to find out monthly portion. So do one thing. Divide this 30,000 by 60. You got your monthly portion. Now you have to find out how much is relating to exempt supply. Nothing. 30,000 divided by 60,000 is how much? 30,000 divided by 60,000, 500. 500 into exempt turnover divided by total turnover, you will get one amount. This is to be reversed. That's all. People, what did I tell you? I went ahead and bought an asset for exempt supply. Should I take the credit or I should not take? I should not take. I bought it for non-business purpose. Don't take. Taxable supply, take full credit. I bought one asset for taxable and exempt both. Taxable and exempt supply both. What to do? Take it for apportionment. Now you will get TC. TC is what, everyone? Total credit. Now total credit divided by 60, you will get what? TM, the monthly portion. TM into exempt turnover divided by total turnover, you will get the amount to be reversed. Is my point clear to all? Everyone, I'll go ahead and tell you little more detail now. Little more detail can I tell you? Everyone over here. I went ahead, for an example, this is the month of July. Everyone over here now, this is the month of July. I went ahead and bought an asset which is for non-business purpose. ITC. You have to talk, everyone. You have to talk. ITC. To be taken, not to be taken? Not to be taken. I went ahead and bought an asset which I am going to use for exempt supply exclusively. ITC. I bought an asset for taxable supply. ITC. People, please take it to your e-credit ledger. You should take the credit. Are we all 100% clear till here? I bought one asset which I am using for taxable also and exempt supply also. 1 minute. The ITC is supposedly 10,000 rupees. Should I take the credit or I should not take? Take the credit. So, but also it will go for apportionment. So amount will go to my e-credit ledger and also it will go to apportionment. Is my point clear? Now listen. For an example, in the month of January, I had bought one asset. People, in the month of January, I had bought one asset which was exclusively used for exempt supply. Exclusively used for what? Exempt supply. And I had paid the GST, supposedly 12,000 rupees. Did I take the ITC or I did not take the ITC? That time I did not take the ITC because it was for exclusively exempt supply. Now I started using this asset for taxable supply also. And now what to do? Because you did not take the credit earlier, now you can go ahead and take the ITC of the entire 12,000 rupees in your e-credit ledger. Take the total credit in your e-credit ledger and also it will go for what? But tell me one thing. During this interim period, did you use it for exempt supply? So you have to calculate tax for the interim period when you used it for exempt supply. Tax for the interim period when you use for exempt supply. Can you tell me how much period you use for exempt supply? 6 months mean 2 quarter. 12,000 into 5% into 2 quarter. How much? Alright, tell me how much? 1,000? Sure. Okay. Are we all clear till here? This you have to add to your output tax liability. Now listen. Apportionment has come. Total it. Total credit how much? 22,000. TM, monthly portion will be how much? This divided by 60 will give you monthly portion. How much? Quick. 367. Now, tax relating to exempt supply will come 367 into E by F. The amount which will come should be added to your output tax liability. Is my point clear to all? I'll tell you one thing. In your exam, remember, this amounts will go in e-credit ledger. This amount will be added to output tax liability. This amount will be added to output tax liability. Can I tell you one more example? Ready? Chalo. Everyone over here. Last example, okay? In the month of July. This is the month of July. People with me. Ready, everyone? Ready? All hands down. Straight. Here, everyone. See. In your heart, you have to feel that the rule is very easy. If you feel that the rule is very easy, it is very, very easy. If you take in your brain and sit that the rule is difficult, trust me, you will never understand this. But those people who have understood it, it is very easy. There is nothing, it is peanuts. Can I go ahead, everyone? Listen now. Sir, because when I started, no, one or two students told, sir, I'm very scared. I don't know this rule. Baba, if you say that I don't know, I don't understand, then you will never be able to understand. But I think this is extremely easy. If you hear again and again, you will see that it is extremely easy. There is nothing. But only thing is, you have to learn it and then practice question answers. Those people who have learned will be feeling, sir, nothing is there in this rule. Can I go ahead, everyone? No. Sir, you tell me now. I bought something for non-business purpose. ITC. Not available. Exempt supply. Not available. Block credit. I told extra. Block credit is also not available. Then, sir, taxable supply. ITC is available. Take the amount in your e-credit ledger. Can I go ahead, everyone? Next. I went ahead and bought something for taxable and exempt supply. ITC. Available in the e-credit. But also it will go for apportionment. Common credit. I went ahead and bought, supposingly, now I'll change the point over here. I bought one asset which I was using earlier for taxable supply. I bought one asset which I was using for what, everyone? Taxable supply. Supposingly, I paid GST of 10,000. Did I take the ITC already? Tell no. This was the month of January I bought this asset. Did I already take the ITC? Did I already take the ITC? Yes. Now, I thought I will start using it commonly. For taxable supply and exempt supply. It means, did I already take the ITC earlier? So I should not take the ITC again. But this amount will go for apportionment. For an example, here the credit was 10,000. Here also credit is 10,000. This amount you will take in e-credit ledger, but this amount you will not take in e-credit ledger because already it was taken in the e-credit ledger. Is my point clear to all? Now tell me one thing. A will give you TC. Sir, TIE you will not calculate. Listen, tax relating to interim period. When the item was used for what? Exempt supply. It should be only calculated. This item was used for what? And hence TIE will not come. In the above one, the item was purchased for what? Exempt supply. Tax relating to interim period. When it was used for exempt supply has to be calculated. Can I go ahead, sir? How did you find out the name tax relating to interim period for exempt supply? I have discovered it for you. It is not there in your book. Later, don't tell me, sir, it is there in the book. It's not there in the book. Everyone here. TIE is only when you were earlier using for. It should be relating to this period. The tax relating to interim period. When you use for what? Exempt supply. Only when you had earlier used for taxable, for exempt. And now you are going to commonly use, then TIE will come. Is my point 100% clear? But sir, remember, tax relating to interim period will be calculated only when it was used for what? Exempt supply during this period. And hence, in this part, TIE will not come. Now what will you do? TC, how much is TC, everyone? 10,000, 10,000, 20,000. What is TM? 20,000 divided by 60. How much? 333. Sir, tax relating to exempt supply will be how much? 333 into exempt supply divided by total turnover. That's it. The amount which will come will be added to output tax liability. These two amount will go to your input tax credit. I hope everybody recalled what I had to tell you. People, did you guys recall? Can I go ahead? Everyone over here now, let's go ahead. See, manner of apportionment with respect to capital goods used commonly. People watching at home, are we all clear till here? Next. Capital goods used for non-business purpose and exempt supply, please declare in your GSTR 3B and the credit will not be given in your e-credit ledger. Sir, amount used for non-exempt supply means taxable supply including zero-rate supply, the amount will be given in your e-credit ledger. Sir, always remember capital goods which are used commonly, always declare as what, everyone? A. Then, sir, if any asset was earlier used for what? Exempt supply. Now you are going to commonly use it. Please add it to A. For people, earlier it was used for exempt supply. Now you are going to commonly use. Please add to A. and also calculate TIE. Everyone, please calculate TIE. Then they are telling A ka summation will be TC. People, all the A ka summation will be TC. TC should be divided by 60. It will give you monthly portion TM. TM में you multiply E by F, you will get tax relating to exempt supply, which should be added to your output tax liability. Can I go ahead, everyone? Today, you must do question on this. Everyone see here, TM is equal to TC divided by 60, and the monthly portion multiplied by E by F will give you TE. And remember, the amount should be added to your output tax liability. People, listen to me very carefully. Today, at home, you must do question on this and this. If you don't do question on this, you will never be able to remember this. Can we go ahead, everyone? Everyone, please come back. Tell me one thing. I went ahead and bought something for business and non-business purpose. Credit will be given only relating to business purpose. I bought something for taxable, including zeroed and exempt supply. Credit will be given only with respect to taxable supply. Do you guys agree? How much credit I will get, how much credit I will not get, that is told by rule number 42 and rule number 43. Everyone over here now. Now listen. Whenever you are going ahead and taking over here exempt supply, can you see over here exempt supply? Whenever you are taking exempt supply, tell me one thing. The more is the exempt supply, the less is your credit. Do you guys agree with me? The more is the exempt supply, the less will be your credit. And hence, they want to go ahead and increase the definition of exempt supply. You know what? Generally, exempt supply means what? Generally, exempt supply means what? Nil rated supply, wholly exempt supply, and non-taxable supply. Generally, exempt supply means what? Nil rated supply, wholly exempt supply, non-taxable supply. Nil rated means in which the rate of GST is only 0. Wholly exempted means which is exempted by notification. Non-taxable supply means alcoholic liquor for human consumption and HP man. But government told this nil, wholly exempt and non-taxable, I will increase the definition of exempt supply little more. If exempt supply is more, your ITC will come down. And that is why government went ahead and did what? They went ahead and added by section number 17 some more things in your exempt supply. Is my point clear to all? Everyone over here now. See, exempt supply, value of exempt supply may they are saying it will include section, the value of exempt supply, supply under section number 17(2). People, you need exempt supply here. This exempt supply ka definition mein, there are 4 things which are to be included. I've told over here. Please come down. First of all, will you take nil rated supply? Yes. Will you take wholly exempt supply? Yes. Will you take non-taxable supply? Yes. Whatever the transaction values, please take it. But then they went ahead and told, people, I have done a supply. You are going to pay GST under RCM. Did I charge you any tax? Did I charge you any tax or I did not charge? When I did not charge any tax, government says, Ramesh, for your RCM supply, you will not be given ITC also. It will be considered as what? Exempt supply. So if I have done any supply on which you are going to pay the tax, that supply will be considered as what, everyone? Exempt supply for the purpose of apportionment. So it says supply under RCM. Value as per section number 15, transaction value should be taken. Next, transaction in securities. People, in my office, I am sitting and doing transaction in securities. Government told Ramesh, this laptop which is there, this laptop you took ITC. Securities pe to there is no GST. But why are you using the laptop to do securities trading then? Yes or no, everyone? And hence government went ahead and told that share trading, etc. if you go ahead and do, transaction in securities if you are done in your business, 1% of the sale value will be considered as what, everyone? Exempt supply. Then sale of land and completed building, stamp duty value will be considered as exempt supply. Sale of land and building is neither supply of goods nor supply of service. But government told Ramesh, for the purpose of apportionment, I will consider it as what, everyone? Exempt supply. The more is your exempt supply, the less will be your credit. The next one over here is supplying of warehouse goods before clearance for home consumption. For this, government went ahead and told, please take the value of the goods from duty-free shop at the arrival terminal in the international airport to incoming passenger. People, I will tell you 4 things you have to go ahead and consider. Remember, exempt supply means nil rated supply. Exempt supply means wholly exempt supply. Exempt supply means non-taxable supply. Government went ahead and told Ramesh, in your exempt supply, you should consider nil rated, wholly exempt, non-taxable supply. Along with that, supplies under RCM, transaction in securities, sale of land and completed building, and sale of warehouse goods before clearance for home consumption, you have to go ahead and consider. For all these four things, listen one thing. Sir, nil rated supply ka what should I take the value? Transaction value. Sir, wholly exempt supply ka what should I take the value? Transaction value. Sir, non-taxable supply ka what should I take the value? Transaction value. Sir, supply done under RCM, what should I take the value? Transaction value. Sir, security transaction, 1% of the sale value. Sir, sale of land and completed building, take the stamp duty value. And sir, sale of warehouse goods, what should I take the value? Value of goods from duty-free shop at the arrival terminal in an international airport, whatever the supplies are done to incoming passenger, that will be considered as the value. Now listen. Interest is exempt or taxable? Interest is exempt or taxable? But for the purpose of apportionment, you don't have to consider exempt supply, so you should always exclude. Now just imagine, every month you are trying to find out exempt supply. Why? Because you have to do apportionment. You need exempt supply every month. Correct or not? Now, how will you find out exempt supply? Every month you will find out, people with me, nil rated, wholly exempt supply, non-taxable supply, RCM supplies, securities transaction 1%, sale of land and completed building, and stamp duty value, and sorry, sale of warehouse goods. This all transaction you will add it up together every month. But remember, every month you don't have to sit in your bank account and search for your interest income. Although interest is an exempt supply, but they are telling interest and discount income, you can exclude it. You don't have to find out interest income and add it to your exempt supply. It says, see everyone, except in case of banking company, because banking company, the main income is what? Interest. Then, and value of supply of duty credit script. See, duty credit scripts actually under FTP, duty credit scripts are issued. These scripts are not taxable under GST. These are exempt supply. But for the purpose of apportionment, you will not consider them exempt supply. You will not consider them as exempt supply. It means they will be there in your total turnover, but they will not be considered as exempt supply. It means for this, you don't have to reverse your credit. I will tell you again, everyone tell me one thing. When you need exempt supply here, what are the things you have to consider exempt? Nil rated supply, wholly exempt supply, non-taxable supplies. Are we clear? Sir, RCM transaction? Yes. Securities transaction? Yes. Land and completed building? Yes. Sale of warehouse goods also you have to consider. Remember, what will you not consider? Interest and duty credit script will not be considered as exempt supply. In your Q&A material, you will have lot of questions on it. 2 to 3 big questions are there. In your ITC chapter, you will see. Please do them and go. Are we clear, everyone? If you have my Q&A material, you can use that. If you have any other teacher ka Q&A material, you will see in your ITC chapter, question will be given from this. You have to do the question and go. Can we go ahead, everyone? Everyone over here now. Listen. People, unless you do any question from this, no, you will not be able to do it in the exam. Remember, you must do one question and go. You must do one question and go. Everyone over here now. Now, section number 17(4) goes ahead and says, tell me one thing. I am a banking company. I am a banking company. What is the primary job of a banking company? Lending. Correct? It means its total work is only exempt supply. Giving money and receiving interest. So, everything is exempt. It means it will not get any input tax rate. Do you guys agree with me? Might be some things are taxable, like issuing demand draft, some conversion charges, those are taxable. So only 10-20% of the things will be taxable. It means bank ka major work is what? Exempt supply. And hence bank went and told the government, sir, please, we are not getting any credit, sir. Please do something. So government went and told, see, whenever you are a banking company, financial institution or NBFC, and your work is what? Supplying services by way of accepting deposit, extending loans and advances, you will be given 2 options. What are the 2 options? First option is go for apportionment. Relating to your exempt supply, don't take. Relating to your taxable supply, you can take it. But that way you will get very less credit. Correct? So one other way is option number 2 given to banking companies, and that is told by rule number 38. What is the banking company option given? Listen, if you are a bank, you can do one thing. Whatever you are buying in a month, no? Input service, capital goods, take 50% credit, forget 50% credit. It means take 50%, reverse the remaining 50%. Whatever credit is there, how much will you take? 50%, take it, forget 50%. If you are buying anything from your distinct person, bank is taking from another bank, its own branch only. Remember, you can take 100% of the input tax credit. If you are buying anything for your non-business purpose, don't take the credit. If you are buying anything which is block credit, don't take the credit. Tell me one thing, I am a bank. I bought inputs. How much credit should I take? 50%. Input services, 50%. Capital goods, 50%. I took services from a distinct person, 100%. I took something for non-business purpose. Don't take the credit. Block credit, don't take it. Is my point clear to all? Because you are mainly engaged in supplying of services, of extending loans and deposit. People, but you have to remember one thing. Option exercised 1 shall not be withdrawn for the financial year. If you have taken this option once, for the whole year, you will should continue with the option. Can I go ahead, everyone? And sir, 50% restriction is not applicable when you are buying from your distinct person. Everyone over here, tell me one thing. In section number 17, I went ahead and told you section number 17, 1, business purpose, non-business purpose. 17.2, taxable supply including zero-rated supply and exempt supply. Remember, you should take credit only relating to your business. Remember, you should take credit only relating to taxable supply, including zero-rated supply. How much you should take, how much you should not take, that is told by section number 17.6. 17.6. In section number 17.6, they went ahead and told what? Rule number 42 and rule number 43. Can I go ahead, everyone? Everyone over here now. Then we went in and learned section number 17.3. What is exempt supply? Exempt supply, always remember, for the purpose of apportionment, you should take nil-rated supply, wholly exempt supply, non-taxable supply. People with me? Nil-rated supply, wholly exempt supply, non-taxable supply. RCM supplies? Yes. Security transaction? Yes. Land and completed building ka sale? Say stamp duty value. And sale of warehouse goods. Everyone over here. Interest should not be taken. Duty, credit, scrape should not be taken. Section number 17.4 went ahead and told about banking company. Baba, simple it is. Take 50%, forget 50%. If you are buying from distinct person, take 100%. If you are buying from for non-business purpose, don't take the credit. If you are buying anything which is blocked, don't take the credit. But remember one thing, option exercised once cannot be changed for the financial year. Now we have section number 17.5, which goes ahead and talks about block credit. Everyone over here now, please come down. Now, block credit, everyone. Very, very important. Exam may, it will come in your exam. A graded, everyone. A graded. A graded. Block credit, you will see might be one independent question or might be the big question which is there where you have to calculate output minus input. That input tax rate ka calculation mein, you will have 2-3 points from block credit. Everyone over here. Block credit. Some things which even if you buy for your business, government says our intention is not there, we will not go ahead and give you the credit, and that is why those are known as what, everyone? Block credit. Generally, everything if you buy, anything if you buy for your business, credit is always allowed unless blocked. Unless blocked, all the credits are allowed. You can write it here only and keep unless blocked, all credits are allowed. Unless it is blocked, all the credits are always allowed. Unless blocked, all the credits are always allowed. Sir, what are the credits which are blocked? Block credit. Everyone here. Motor vehicle for transportation of person. I went ahead and bought a car for the transportation of my Directors are going to meetings, coming back. Remember, motor vehicle, if you buy in your business, which is for what, everyone? Which is for transportation of your persons. Always remember one thing, with approved seating capacity less than equal to 13, including the driver, the crate will always be blocked. In the exam, if they tell you motor vehicle for transportation of person, approved seating capacity 20, allowed. Louder, everyone. Allowed. I went ahead and bought a motor vehicle for transportation of. Okay, battery had got over. So let's go ahead now. Everyone over here now, listen. Motor vehicle for transportation of person, sitting capacity less than equal to 13. Supposingly, I went ahead and bought a motor vehicle. The sitting capacity is less than equal to 13, excluding the driver. Means including the driver, it will be 14. 14 means always allowed. Remember one thing, less than equal to 13, including the driver. Next, I wanted and bought a motor vehicle for transportation of goods. Goods, allowed. Next, sir, motor vehicle for transportation of person, approved seating capacity less than equal to 13, including the driver, the crate is always allowed. But there is an exception if you are going ahead and using the motor vehicle for further supply. Sir, when used for making taxable supply, namely further supply of such motor vehicle, I bought a car. For selling the car, will I be getting the crate? Yes, I bought a car. For further supply means supply can include sale, transfer, barter, exchange, lease, rental. So I went and bought a car, sold a car. Will I get the crate? Yes. I bought a car, gave the car on rent. Will I get the crate? Yes. I bought a car, gave the car on lease. Will I get the crate? Yes. Can I go ahead, everyone? The next one over here is, if you are using it for what? Transportation of passenger. Remember, if you are using it for transportation of passenger, crate will always be allowed. If you are using it for training on driving such motor vehicle, then also crate will be allowed. Tell me one thing, motor vehicle for transportation of person, seating capacity less than equal to 13, including the driver, the crate is blocked. But if you are going ahead and using it for further supply, transportation of passenger, passenger means who pay you fare, and training, then the crate will always be allowed. Then they went ahead and told if vessel and aircrafts are bought, vessel and aircraft. Shah Rukh Khan ka company went ahead and bought a jet for Shah Rukh Khan. Remember one thing, the credit will never be allowed. Vessel means ship, and aircraft, the crate is always blocked. But if you are going ahead and using it for making taxable supply, which is further supply, transportation of passenger, and also if you are using it for training, always the crate will be allowed. Everyone over here, I bought an aircraft for selling the aircraft. Will I get the crate? Yes. I bought an aircraft for renting the aircraft. Will I get the credit? Yes. I bought an aircraft to give it on lease. Will I get the credit? Yes. I bought an aircraft for transportation of passenger. I am Indigo Airline. We will get the credit. I bought an aircraft to give training in aircraft. Will I get the credit? Yes. Same is applicable for aircraft and vessels. Next, sir, here they went ahead and also told that vessel and aircraft, because they had blocked the entire thing, they went ahead and further told that if it is for transportation of goods, the crate will always be allowed. I bought a ship for transportation of goods. Will the crate be allowed? Yes. Next, everyone over here now. Servicing of general insurance, repair and maintenance. People listen. Sir ka credit, sir. Servicing, इंश्योरेंस, रिपेयर एंड मेंटेनेंस, सर का क्रेडिट, ठीक है, माई क्रेडिट सर. सर्विसिंग, इंश्योरेंस, रिपेयर एंड मेंटेनेंस, सर्विसिंग, इंश्योरेंस, रिपेयर एंड मेंटेनेंस. रिमेंबर, मेन व्हीकल पे if the credit is allowed, servicing, insurance, repair and maintenance also allowed. Main vehicle पे if credit is blocked, servicing, insurance, repair and maintenance also credit is blocked. For an example, I bought a car for my office ka use. Will I get the credit of the car? No. If that car ka servicing, insurance and repair and maintenance I get it done, that credit also I will not get. But supposingly I bought a car for transportation of passenger. Then will I get the credit of the car? Yes. If that car ka servicing, insurance, repair and maintenance I get it done, then that ka credit also will be allowed. They are telling, see, generally sir ka credit is blocked, but when it is used for specified purpose, the credit will always be allowed. What is specified purpose? Further supply, transportation, training, etc. के लिए if you are using, the credit of sir will always be allowed. The next is when sir is received by whom? Sir is received by a taxable person who is engaged in manufacturing motor vehicle, vessel and aircraft. People, I am Tata's. MVA means what everyone? Motor vehicle, vessel, aircraft. Okay? Now listen. We are Tata's. We manufacture cars. We manufacture car and store cars. Now these cars which are there, we took the insurance of all these cars. This is a stock for us. Yes or no, everyone? Servicing, insurance, repair and maintenance credit will always be allowed if you are a person who is engaged in what? Manufacturing of that motor vehicle, vessel or aircraft. Always remember one thing, or it will be always allowed, means sir ka credit will always be allowed to a person who is in supplying what? General insurance service in respect of such motor vehicle, vessel or aircraft insured by him. Everyone over here. I insured one Audi car. I'm an insurance company. I insured one Audi car. The Audi car met with an accident. So I got the repairing done of the Audi car. The repair company gave me the bill. I can take the credit because I'm an insurance company. I did the insurance of that motor vehicle, vessel or aircraft. I will be able to take the credit. Is my point clear to all? People, motor vehicle ka credit is blocked. Do you guys agree with me? Generally, motor vehicle ka credit is blocked. So they went ahead and told, motor vehicle ka when you read the definition, no, motor vehicle does not include vehicle running upon fixed rail. For an example, Reliance went ahead and bought a train. Train runs on rail. Yes or no? Reliance can do anything. Reliance bought a train. Now the train is not motor vehicle. If it is not motor vehicle, credit is always allowed. Then, or a vehicle of special type for use in factory or enclosed premises. You know this one, everyone, this one. Forklift. This forklift is what? What, everyone? It's a motor vehicle? No. It's not a motor vehicle. It's a factory equipment and the credit will always be allowed because they're telling it is not included in motor vehicle. What? A vehicle of special type for use in factory or enclosed premises. These are not motor vehicle. These are not motor vehicle. Or a vehicle having less than 3 wheel fitted with engine capacity of 25 cc. For an example, one small in factories and all know actually they use for carrying goods from here to there. Small machines are being used where the engine capacity is only 25 cc. Then remember, those are not motor vehicle. For an example, you bought a bike, small bike, 20 cc ka bike. Remember, does it have less than 4 wheel? Is the engine less than 20 up to 25 cc? Yes. Remember one thing, it is not motor vehicle. If it is not motor vehicle, credit will always be allowed. Can I go ahead, everyone? Everyone over here now. Please come to the next one. The next one is following goods, services or both, the credit will always be blocked. Following goods, services or both, the credit will always be blocked. Number 1, food and beverages. I told my employees, today is Friday. For all of you, we'll order biryani. Biryani ka bill came. We'll not get the credit. Next, outdoor catering. We went ahead and told all our employees, today is Women's Day. We will call one caterer. Caterer came, gave the catering ka service. He will give the bill to our office. We will not get the credit. Outdoor catering ka credit is never allowed. Beauty treatment. Shah Rukh Khan ka company went ahead and told, for Shah Rukh Khan, we'll go ahead and get denting, painting ka services. Beautician gave the bill to the company will never get the bill. Then, I'll tell you one thing, everyone. This one you will remember. When you are buying a motor vehicle, is the credit allowed or blocked? Buying. When you are buying motor vehicle, the credit is always blocked. When you are buying it, the credit is blocked, no? If you take it on lease or you rent it, then also credit will be blocked. People, listen. Everyone here, I bought a motor vehicle to give a motor vehicle on lease. I bought a motor vehicle to give a motor vehicle on lease. Is the credit allowed? Yes. Yes or no? When you buy a motor vehicle to give a motor vehicle on lease, the credit is always allowed. If you take a motor vehicle on lease to give the motor vehicle on lease, the credit will be allowed. Wherever buying paid is blocked, taking it on lease and hire is also blocked. Shah Rukh Khan went ahead and bought a car for using it. Oh, why Shah Rukh Khan? I went ahead and bought a car for using in my business. Credit is blocked. If I take the car on rent or if I take the car on lease, then also credit is blocked. I bought a car to give a car on lease. Is the credit allowed? Yes. I took a car on lease to give a car on lease. Is the credit allowed? Yes. I took a car to rent out a car. I bought a car to rent a car. Is the credit allowed? Yes. If I don't buy and I take it on rent and give it on rent, then also credit will be allowed. Is my point understood by all? Remember one thing, wherever buying pay credit is blocked, if you lease it, rent it or hire it, then also credit is blocked. Wherever buying pay credit is allowed, even if you lease it, rent it or hire it, the credit will be allowed. Did you guys get the concept, everyone? Leasing, renting, hiring of motor vehicle, vessel or aircraft. MVA means motor vehicle, vessel or aircraft referred to in A or AA. This one, A or AA. Except when used for specified purpose. Can I go ahead, everyone? Tell me one thing. If you buy a motor vehicle to give the motor vehicle on rent, do you get the credit? Buying, yes. If you rent it, yes. If you take it on lease, yes. I bought a motor vehicle to give training in motor vehicle. Is the credit allowed? Yes. If I take it on rent to give training, will the credit be allowed? Yes. Did you guys get the concept? Can I go ahead, everyone? Next. Health services. People, you admitted your employee in the hospital. Hospital mein the room charges were more than, see, generally health services there is no GST. Generally health services there is no GST. But supposingly you admitted your employee in the hospital. Hospital ka room charges were 10,000 rupees. The hospital charge you GST? No ITC. Health services, no ITC. Shah Rukh Khan ka company went ahead and told, for Shah Rukh Khan, we will take what? Cosmetic and plastic surgery for beautification. 1 minute. Will the hospital charge GST? Yes, but you will not get the ITC. Life insurance, health insurance, no ITC. Remember, all these things generally no ITC. But subcontracting, same category, always ITC will be allowed. Always remember, subcontracting by ITC will be allowed. What is subcontracting? I am supplying food and beverages. If I take food and beverages, credit will be allowed. See, food and beverages wala giving to another food and beverages wala. I am also supplying food and beverages. Can I take the credit? Yes. I am giving catering. I took another caterer's services. I will get the credit. I am giving what? Beauty treatment. I took another beautician's some service. I will get the credit. I am leasing, renting, hiring motor vehicle, vessel, aircraft. If I take it on lease, rent or hire, will I get the credit? Yes. Sir, I am giving health services. I took another health services. Will I get the credit? Yes. I am giving cosmetic and plastic surgery. I went in and took another cosmetic surgeon ka help. He gave me the bill. Will I get the credit? Yes. If I am giving life insurance, health insurance, I took another person say life insurance, health insurance, reinsurance, you know, I will get the credit. Same category, subcontracting, credit will always be allowed. It means outward and inward should be same. The next is, if all these are provided as an element of what? Taxable composite supply and mixed supply, credit will be always allowed. What do you mean by this, everyone? Chalo, I'll give you one example quickly. Okay, I am a event management company. People, I am a event management company. ठीक है? Supposingly, Sanjay was getting married. Sanjay, yes sir, Sanjay was getting married. ठीक है, everyone? Sanjay told, sir, please do the event management in my marriage. I told, okay, I will do the event management in your marriage. ठीक है, everyone? He told, sir, event management, no, you only supply the food and beverages. I bought the food and beverages to supply food and beverages. ठीक है? Sanjay told, sir, in my marriage, catering also you take care. I told, okay. I took outdoor caterer ka service to give him the outdoor catering ka service. He told, sir, in my marriage, I want to look beautiful, sir. ठीक है? I told, okay. I took one beautician ka services to go ahead and give him what? Beauty treatment ka service. He told, sir, in my marriage, no, I want to come in a car. I told, okay. I took one motor vehicle on rent to go ahead and give him the motor vehicle so that you can use in his marriage. My question over here, listen. This is what? Composite supply. This is a composite supply. And this food and beverage, outdoor catering, beauty treatment is all part of my what? Composite supply. Will I tax it at the rate of 18%? All this ka credit will be allowed to me. Is my point clear to all? Can we go ahead, everyone? Everyone over here now. Chalo, I'll give you one more example. Airline company. I give air transportation. I give air transportation and I also give food. When you're traveling with me, we also give you food. Air transportation with food. When we buy food and beverages, is my food and beverages part of my composite supply? I will get food and beverages ka credit. Is my point clear to all? Whenever you buy all this food and beverage, outdoor catering, etc., and all this becomes a part of your composite supply, then you will get the credit. Is my point clear to all? Let's go ahead. Everyone over here now. I told my directors, go to the club, meet people. If you take club membership, go meet people. Then you will socialize. When you socialize, we will get more business. They came and gave me the club ka bill. I will not get the ITC. I told my director, go take health and fitness center ka membership. They went to health and fitness center, took the membership. They came and gave me the bill. Will we get the credit or no credit? Tell no. No ITC. Remember one thing, health and fitness center, no ITC. Next. Travel benefits given to employees on vacation. I told my employees, do one thing. You guys have gone ahead and achieved the target. Very good. I'm very happy. All of you go, enjoy and come back. Go to London. All of you, I sent all of them to London. The travel company gave me the bill. Whatever the GST charge, I will not get the credit because I have sent everyone on vacation. No ITC. Is my point clear to all? Listen. This amount, these things, or this thing, the credit is not there. But you will get the credit if any of this expenditure is because of an obligation under law for employer to provide, E is missing, provide to the employees. Sir, what do you mean by this? If any of these expenses you do because it was a statutory requirement, then always remember, sir, I did any of these expenses. Why? Because it was a statutory requirement, then I will get the ITC. I'll give you one example. It is told that in Factories Act that factory mein catering services should be there so that the factory ka people can eat. I took catering services to give food to my employees because it was a statutory obligation. Will I get the ITC? Yes. It is told that whenever an employee is leaving at night, you have to go ahead and provide food to the employees. You have to go ahead and provide cab facility to your employee. I took one motor vehicle on rent to fulfill my statutory obligation. Will I get the ITC? Yes. It is told supposedly in one act that you have to send your employees to the gym. I sent the employees to the gym because it is told in the act. It is not told, but I am telling. If you do that because it is told in the act, you will get the ITC. Can I go ahead, everyone? Tell me one thing. Leasing, renting, hiring of motor vehicle, vessel and aircraft is blocked, right? What if I take machine on lease? I take machine on lease. Credit is allowed, not allowed? Allowed. When is it blocked? I told unless blocked, all credits are allowed. So tell me one thing. Leasing of other items like machinery, is the ITC available? Yes. Come on the right hand side now. Works contract service. Whenever works contract service is taken, you went ahead and told one person, what is works contract service, everyone? What is works contract? Whenever you tell one person to, supposingly I told one person to make this immovable property for me, he gave me material also, he gave me labor also, he is giving me what? Works contract service. I told one person, do one thing, come and make this ceiling for me. He went ahead and got the material also, he went ahead and got the labor also, he is giving me works contract service. Always remember, works contract service, if you are going ahead and taking for construction of what? Immovable property, no ITC. If I take works contract service for construction of plant and machinery, ITC will always be available. I am giving works contract for people and I take works contract service. Then if output and input both are works contract, sir, for further works contract that is subcontracting, then ITC will always be allowed. Everyone tell me one thing. I took works contract service for me getting one building done. You did the works contract for me. You gave me 1 crore ka bill, 18 lakh. Will I get the ITC or no ITC? No ITC. I went ahead and told you, you do the works contract for me. And you know what? You went ahead and constructed in my building, you constructed one machine for me. People, you constructed one machine. The machine is attached to the earth. Works contract is always whenever you provide me material also, whenever you provide me labor also, and make one immovable property for me. Immovable property means, suppose this plant and machinery is attached to the earth, to the building. Is it immovable? Yes. If you give me, tell me one thing, if you give me works contract service for this building, will I get credit or no credit? Louder. No. You gave me works contract service for this plant and machinery. Will I get the credit? Yes. Can I go ahead, everyone? The next one. Supposingly, this is my building. In my building, no. I went ahead and told, supposingly Sanjay is over here. Sir, why Sanjay? Wait. Others is there. Okay? I told others, can you come and make one toilet seat in my building? Okay, everyone, I love drawing. He went ahead and constructed one toilet seat in my building. He got the material, he got the labor. People, he got the material, he got the labor. He charged me 10,000 rupees plus 2,000 rupees. Will I get the ITC or no ITC? People, this is also an immovable property, yes or no? Remember one thing. If you capitalize, then there is no ITC. So if I take this to the balance sheet, no. 2,000 also I should take to balance sheet, I will not get ITC. But supposing this expense, I put it in the P&L account, then remember the ITC will be always allowed. Everyone over here, only when ITC is not allowed, only when the expense is capitalized. If the expense is put in the P&L account, ITC will always be allowed. The next one, I told, who will take works contract service? I will buy my material, I will take my laborers. I will hire some laborers, I will buy material, cement, etc. separately, and I will get one building done. Remember one thing, whether you get works contract done, whether you buy material and labor separately and get it done, government told, goods, services or both, received by a taxable person for construction of immovable property, whether you get works contract service or you do own construction, remember one thing, no ITC. But what if I went ahead and did construction of immovable property, which is plant and machinery? Always ITC will be allowed. Sir, also remember, supposingly, I am doing works, I am going ahead and making construction for another people, and I bought material and labor. Then, if I am doing construction for other people and then I buy material, labor, etc., then the credit will be allowed. Can I go ahead, everyone? Next. Everyone over here now. I want here also remember it is only credit will not be allowed only when it is capitalized. If you expense to the P&L account, ITC will be allowed. The next one. Tax paid under composition. People, 1%, 1%, 5%, 6%, no ITC. No ITC to the recipient. NRTP, goods services received by a NRTP, no ITC. Exception is when the goods are imported. Only when you import the goods. If you are a NRTP, listen to me very carefully, NRTP buying anything in India, no ITC. But if you import some goods, at that time you have to pay IGST. That IGST ka credit will be always allowed. The next one is, if you are going ahead and buying any goods and services for what? CSR activity. Government says, beta, doing CSR, do fully. Don't take any ITC. Next. Goods, services or both received for personal purpose, no ITC. Sir, goods lost, ITC lost. Goods stolen, ITC stolen. Goods gifted, ITC gifted. Always blocked. Remember, goods lost, stolen, destroyed, written off, disposed of by way of gift or sample. This I call them thief cases. Thief. You know what people do? People give the gift to their wife, etc. and they say, sir, goods lost. If you say given to wife, then it will be supply. No, say people are thief. People say what? Sir, goods lost. Officer will tell ITC also lost. Sir, goods gifted. ITC also gifted. Sir, goods destroyed. ITC also destroyed. Sir, goods eaten by rat. ITC also eaten by rat. Can I go ahead, everyone? Next. Tax paid in pursuance of provision of section number 74, 129 and 130. People, 74, demand order because of a fraud. You paid some tax. That tax, no credit. 129 and 130, you were going on the way. 129, caught. You were taken to the department. You paid some tax, no credit. 130, your goods were confiscated. Your goods were confiscated. To release the goods from confiscation, you paid some tax, no credit. Can I go ahead, everyone? Next. Remember, always works contract or goods, services or both. When you buy, okay, this case I call it total thief. Total. Why total thief? Caught? No. Complete thief you are. Caught. Sir, trying to do fraud. Got on the way. Or if the goods are confiscated. All these cases are called total thief cases. You are trying to go on the way and you are caught. And then you have to pay the tax. That is why we call it total thief. Complete thief cases. You will never get the ITC. Everyone over here, listen. See, they are telling only if it is capitalized, you will not get the credit. What if you put the expense in the P&L account, this one? Always the credit will be allowed. Always remember one thing. They went ahead and told one thing. If you are getting plant and machinery done, plant and machinery through works contract, ITC will always be allowed. And plant and machinery, if you get any structural support done, remember, the structural support also is plant and machinery only. This foundation also is plant and machinery only. So if supposingly I took works contract service for the foundation, will I get the ITC? Yes or no? Yes. They have clarified over here, plant and machinery means apparatus. Apparatus means tools, etc. Equipments or any machinery which is fixed to the earth by what, everyone? Foundation and structural support, and it should be used for making outward supply. It should be used for making outward supply of goods, services or both, and it includes such foundation and structural support. It means for the machine, if you get works contract, that also ITC will get. For the structural support, if you get the ITC, if you get the works contract done, that also you will get the ITC. For the foundation, also if you get the works contract, you will get the ITC. Baba, whether it is works contract or it is own construction, no problem. You will always get the ITC. Because foundation and structural support is a plant and machinery only. Next. But remember, these things are never plant and machinery. What are the things which are excluded? Land and building is never plant and machinery. For an example, for this plant, I constructed one shed only. This shed is never plant and machinery. Next. Land and building and any civil structure are never plant and machinery. Telecommunication towers, never plant and machinery. Pipeline laid outside the factory premises also are never plant and machinery. You will never get the ITC. People, remember. How will you remember this? See. Sir, he needs health services. Okay? Sir, he needs little beauty treatment. Sir, you give little plastic surgery also. Baba, everything told in class, only for classroom purpose. Okay? See, plastic surgery, beauty treatment, health services, no ITC. He went ahead and took one, motor vehicle, vessel or aircraft. He went to a gym, fitness center. Credit, no credit? No credit. Then he went to a club. Club membership, credit, no credit. Then he became one bodybuilder. And he started doing conflicts. Conflicts means, C for construction. Sir, construction can be works contract or own construction. Remember, you will not get the ITC. O for outdoor catering. No ITC. N for NRTP, except the goods which are imported. F for food and beverages, no ITC. LI for life insurance and health insurance, no ITC. C for composition tax. C for CSR, no credit. T for travel benefits. Thief, goods lost, ITC lost. Goods stolen, ITC stolen. And the other one, total thief, complete thief, caught. 74, 129 and 130. People who are writing, quickly write down. First one was, right. Plastic surgery, beauty treatment, health services. Then motor vehicle, vessel or aircraft, and you went to the gym, fitness center. From the fitness center, you went to the Club membership, no ITC. Then you became what, everyone? Bodybuilder. Bodybuilder, you started doing conflict. C for construction. Whether it is own construction or it is works contract. Remember, construction of immovable property, no ITC. Capitalize, then no ITC. P&L, then ITC will be there. Outdoor catering, no ITC. NRTP, no ITC. Food and beverages, no ITC. Life insurance, health insurance, no ITC. C for composition tax. C for CSR. Travel benefit, thief and total thief. Done. Everyone over here now, listen. We went ahead and completed section number 17 over here. Now we'll be moving. People, this is A graded. You will definitely see one or the other question in the exam. You know, in my opinion, motor vehicle is one area where they can ask you a small question. Okay? This food and beverages, etc. wala point is there, no? One small question they can ask you from here also. This works contract and this good services received for own construction. Please remember, only if capitalized, then there is no ITC. Please be careful about this point. Okay? Don't forget this point. And this CSR is new. So they can give you a new point because it came in the last attempt only. CSR wala activity ke liye, if you buy any good services, you will not get the credit. Please remember this point. Okay? And this is very favorite. Goods lost, ITC lost. Goods stolen, ITC stolen, you will not get the credit. People, and this 3 point. Remember, land and building, civil structure, telecom tower, pipeline. If you see pipeline, no, see if it is told inside the factory or outside. Inside, then allowed. Outside, not allowed. If I was the examiner, I would have given pipeline inside the factory. Students read only beginning and last. They don't read between. You have to read if it is inside or outside. Are we clear, everyone? Please remember this point. Chalo. I'll close my revision on section number 17. We are done? Chalo, please come to the next section. Section number 18, everyone. Please come to section number 18 now. Let's go ahead and now move to the next section. Section number 18. Everyone over here now. Section number 18. Before the break, we were done till section number 17. Now, section number 18 goes ahead and says credit in special circumstances. Government have identified some special circumstances and government have gone ahead and told in these special circumstances, we will go ahead and give you the credit. For exam point of view, section number 16 is A plus graded, 17 is A graded, section number 18 you can say B graded or C graded. Not very important, but okay. Chalo, let's go ahead and clear section number 18. Section number 18 has section number 18(1)A, B, C, D. Section number 18(1) goes ahead and says, if you have gone ahead and taken new registration, everyone over here, if you have gone ahead and taken new registration, sir, earlier I was an unregistered person. One day I became liable. People, one day I became liable. The day I became liable, from that day I should apply within 30 days. I applied, registration certificate was granted, registration certificate became valid from here. So from here I have to start charging GST, right? So I went ahead and told the government, one day before, sir, whatever is the stock lying with me, inputs are lying in my stock, some input I converted into semi-finished goods, some input I converted into finished goods. Sir, those input pay, because I was unregistered person, I did not take the credit. Sir, now please go ahead and give me the credit. And hence government went ahead and told, if new registration, you have applied within how many days? 30 days. Then the person shall be entitled to take input tax credit of inputs which are in your stock. Some input might be converted into semi-finished goods. Some input converted into finished goods held on the day immediately preceding the date from which he becomes liable. People, I became liable, I applied within 30 days, registration certificate granted, registration certificate valid from here. So from here I will start charging GST one day prior. One day prior evening, whatever is the stock, basically, I will get the credit. And that is the special circumstance you are given the credit. Sir, what if I did not apply within 30 days? If you don't apply within 30 days, remember, new registration, credit available only if applied within 30 days of becoming liable. If you did not apply within 30 days, stock ka credit is not given. The next over here is voluntary registration. People, you never became liable. One day you applied and registration certificate was granted. Can you tell me registration certificate will valid from which day? From the date of grant. So 1 day prior, whatever stock you had, you will be given the credit. It is told over here that person shall be entitled to take what? Input tax rate of input held in stock, semi-finished goods and finished goods held on the day immediately preceding which day, everyone? The date from which he is granted the registration. The next one. Sir, composition dealer became regular taxpayer. Sir, the day you become regular taxpayer, earlier I was composition. Was I taking ITC or not taking ITC? Not taking. Now I became regular taxpayer. Remember one thing, the day I become regular taxpayer under section number 9, 1 day prior, whatever inputs are there in my stock, semi-finished goods and finished goods, I can take the credit. Plus, here remember one thing, sir, so the date from which he becomes liable under section number 9, from that day, 1 day prior, whatever inputs are there in stock, semi-finished goods and finished goods, he can go ahead and take the credit. Plus, capital goods ka ITC shall also be available. And that is as per rule number 40. And rule number 40 goes ahead and says, under section number 18(1)(c), whenever you are taking the credit of the capital goods, today you became under section number 9, right? You came under section number 9. So the day you had bought the capital goods, from that day, whatever was the ITC, that time you are under composition, did you take the credit or did not take the credit? Did not take the credit. So whatever was the GST paid, minus 5% per quarter or part thereof, keep reducing, and the remaining amount you can go ahead and take the credit. Is my point clear to all? Everyone, stock, inputs in stock, input in semi-finished goods, input in finished goods, full ITC you can go ahead and take. But capital goods, can you take full credit or no? The day you had bought it, from that day, minus 5% per quarter or part thereof you have to reduce, and the balance amount you can go ahead and take the credit. Next, sir, I was supplying exempt supply and I was already a registered person. But for the exempt supply, whatever you buy, you will never get the credit. Sir, now my supplies became taxable supply. So people, earlier my supplies were exempt supply. Did I take the credit or I did not take the credit? Did not take the credit. But now those raw material, I will convert into finished goods, and those goods are now taxable supply. Now what to do? 1 day prior to the day the supplies have become taxable, 1 day prior, whatever inputs are lying in my stock, semi-finished goods, finished goods, and also capital goods ka credit I can go ahead and take. Inputs in stock, semi-finished goods and finished goods, can I take full credit? Yes. Capital goods, ITC minus 5% per quarter or part thereof. Everyone over here, date from which supplies became taxable, capital goods which are used for exempt supply, also ITC will be available, but it will be input tax minus 5%. Tell me one thing, everyone, new registration. The date of becoming liable, say, 1 day prior ka stock ka credit. Voluntary registration. The date of grant ka 1 day prior ka stock ka credit. Composition person became normal person. 1 day prior ka stock ka credit plus capital goods ka credit. Capital goods ka how much? 5% reduced. Supplies became taxable. 1 day prior ka stock ka credit plus capital goods also how much? 5% reduced. Everyone over here, remember, whenever you are taking credit in special circumstance, if invoices are older than 1 year, you will not get the credit. No ITC of goods, services or both for which invoices are older than 1 year. And the credit is always given as per rule number 40. Rule number 40 goes ahead and says, manner of claiming credit in special circumstance. This special circumstance may, how will you get the credit? They are going ahead and telling, ITC on capital goods will be as per input tax minus 5% per quarter or part thereof from the date of invoice. Sir, always remember the amount of credit which you want to claim under 18.1 A, B, C, D. For that, you have to go online and file one form. The form ka name is GST ITC 01 and that form should be filed within how many days? 30 days. They are going ahead and telling registered person within how many days? 30 days plus extension has to go ahead and make a declaration in GST ITC 01 to the effect that he is eligible to take the ITC. And in the declaration, you should clearly specify what is your stock, what is the details of your capital goods, all the details should be given. Plus, if the amount of credit is more than 2 lakh rupees, it should be always certified by a practicing chartered accountant or cost accountant. Remember, the claim under section number 18.1C and 18.1D will always be verified with the supplier ka GSTR1. People, whenever you are going ahead and claiming the 18.1C and D may credit, they are telling your credit which you are asking, it will be verified whether your supplier has actually paid that amount to the government or not. Everyone over here, section number 18.1 done. 18.1 told what? Special circumstance when you will get the credit. What are the 4 special circumstances? New registration, voluntary registration, composition person becoming taxable person, normal taxable person, and exempt supply is becoming taxable supply. In the first 2 cases, only inputs ka credit. In the last 2 cases, capital goods ka credit is also given. Always remember, if the credit is more than 2 lakh rupees, it shall always be certified by a chartered accountant or cost accountant. People, whenever in the act, by chance I say chartered accountant, I mean cost accountant also. Okay, everyone? Next. Everyone, section number 18.3 goes ahead and says, in case of change in constitution, ITC can be transferred. People, always remember one thing. If you go ahead and transfer your business, to someone, might be you sold your business to someone, you transferred the business as going concern, can you transfer the credit? Yes, you can transfer the credit whenever you are selling your business. Just go online, file one form, GST ITC 02, the buyer will accept and the credit will be transferred. They are going ahead and telling, whenever there is a sale, merger, demerger, amalgamation, lease, transfer of business, including debt, the registered person will be allowed to transfer the credit which remains unutilized in the e-credit ledger. Rule number 41 says, just go online and file one GST ITC 02. The buyer will go ahead and accept and the credit will be transferred to his e-credit ledger. Sir, in case of demerger, for an example, everyone over here, this is Tata's ka big company which was there. Okay? It had 1,000 crore ka assets which were there. Now what happened? They bifurcated and they made one small unit which is there and transferred one small business to it. Everyone listen to me very carefully. 1,000 crore say 800 crore ka assets remained over here. 200 crore ka assets transferred to the demerged unit. In the e-credit ledger, 1 lakh rupees ka credit was there. Can you tell me how much credit to be transferred? If 800 crore ka assets you kept, 200 crore ka assets you kept, then you have to transfer how much credit? 20,000. Is my point clear? 80,000 ka credit you can keep it. 8:2 ka ratio. Is my point clear to all? Always remember, ITC apportionment is always in the ratio of the assets of the new unit. How much asset you are transferring, that much credit also you should go ahead and transfer. No limit to file the declaration. This GST ITC 02 which you are filing, no, to transfer the credit, there is no time limit to file the declaration, but CA square, chartered accountant or cost accountant ka certificate is mandatory irrespective of the amount. And rule number 41 goes ahead and says, everyone over here, in the state of Karnataka, for an example, I had 2 branches. One was my principal place of business, one was my additional place of business. How many registration I had? 1 registration. And here I had only 1 e-credit ledger. Do you guys agree with me? Now I went ahead and took, for my additional place of business, I went ahead and took separate registration. Can I transfer the credit to my distinct person? They are going ahead and telling, if you have gone ahead and taken separate registration within the same state, you can transfer your credit to your distinct person. You have to go online. Transfer of ITC to the distinct person can be done in the asset ratio. Separate registration taken in the same state, no problem. File ITC 02A. Within how many days? 30 days. Tell me one thing, everyone. Generally, Can one person transfer credit? No. But only the special circumstance is there. If you are transferring your business, you can transfer the credit. Secondly, if you are taking separate registration within the same state, then also you can transfer the credit. If you are transferring your business to someone, to transfer the credit, you have to file GST ITC 02. But if you are going ahead and taking separate registration within the same state, you have to go online and file ITC 02A. The next one over here. Tell me one thing, everyone. If composition person was becoming regular taxpayer, you were given the credit? Tell no. When composition person was becoming regular taxpayer, you were given the credit? When exempt supplies were becoming taxable supply, you were given the credit. What if it is reverse situation? You have to reverse the credit. Are we clear, everyone? And that is what is being told over here. Payment of ITC on switching to composition or supplies becoming exempt. Remember, rule number 44 goes ahead and talks about manner of reversal under special circumstance. Reversal, credit of input tax. People, first I took the credit. Now I was a normal person. Now I became composition person. When I am a composition person, should I take credit or I should not take credit? I should not take credit. So whatever stock is lying with me, that stock pay, whatever credit I had taken, I have to reverse. Capital goods pay, whatever credit I had taken, I have to go ahead and reverse. That is what is being told over here. Input held in stock, contained in semi-finished goods and finished goods, ITC you have to go ahead and reverse. Secondly, capital goods also which are held in stock. Remember, capital goods ka credit reversal will be done like this. Whatever ITC you have taken, divided by how many months? 60 months, multiplied by the balance life. You have to reverse like this. Whatever was the ITC taken, divided by 60 months, multiplied by the balance life, you have to go ahead and reverse that much amount of credit. Amount of reversal to be calculated separately for CGST, SGST, IGST and UTGST. Sir, I have to reverse. But you know, sir, those assets are very old. I don't have invoice only. Government told no problem. Take today's current market price and then do the reversal. Sir, this stock ka credit you are telling to reverse. I should know, no, sir. How much is the GST I paid? Those invoices are very old. I don't have the invoice only. No problem. Government told if tax invoice of inputs is unavailable, estimate based on the market price of the event and do the reversal. Sir, how much? If I know this much credit to be reversed, then you have to go ahead and file one form GST ITC 03 and the amount will be added to your output tax liability. There is no time limit to file the declaration and no CS certificate is required other than the case when you are using the market price. If supposingly some invoices are not available and you have used the fair market price, then that should be always certified by a chartered accountant or cost accountant. Next, this is the most important part which you can have a small question in the exam. Remember, everyone over here now. It goes ahead and says, in case of supplying of capital goods and plant and machinery on which ITC was taken. People, I went ahead and bought one capital goods and plant and machinery on which I had gone ahead and taken the ITC. Now, if I go ahead and supply that, they are going ahead and telling, remember, registered person shall pay reduced ITC, that is whatever the ITC taken, minus 5% per quarter or part thereof, or the tax on transaction value, whichever is higher. For an example, if I go ahead and tell you, I went ahead and bought an asset on 1st January 2020 for 10 lakh rupees, 12% GST paid, 12% was 1.2 lakh. Okay? And I went ahead and took the ITC of this 1.2 lakh rupees. Now what happened? Supposingly, on 10th of February 2021, I sold the asset. Supposingly, I went ahead and sold the asset for 6 lakh. What is the transaction value? 6 lakh. Can you tell me 6 lakh pe how much is 12%? 72. So I have to pay back 72,000. Or how much was the ITC taken? 1.2 lakh, no? Minus 5%. How many quarters gone? 2020. Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, Jan, Feb. How many quarters gone? Into 5 means 25% if you reduce. How much it is? 96,000. 96,000? Yes or no? 90,000. 90,000. So you have to go ahead and pay back to the government 72,000 or 90,000, whichever is. Selling price पे GST or ITC taken minus 5% per quarter or part thereof. Everyone over here now. That is what is being told here. The next one over here is where refractory bricks, mold, dies, zigs, etc. are sold when it is a scrap. Baba, all these molds, etc. No, sometimes they break. Mold, dies, etc. They break. And they are being sold as what, everyone? Scrap. Then they are telling taxable person may pay tax on transaction value. You don't have to do this calculation. Just whatever is the scrap value, on that you can just go ahead and pay the GST. People, today, please do 1 or 2 questions on this. This is very important. Please do question and go. Everyone over here now, listen. Circular on demerger. Circular on demerger, I don't find it very important, but still, you guys can read it once and go. Please read it and once and go. Don't leave it and go. Read it once and go. And this circular also, you can read it once. You will see I have already gone ahead and explained it whenever I was talking in the class. This circular, I will go ahead and tell you once. Listen. Mold and die wala circular. Everyone listen to me very carefully. What is this mold and die wala circular going ahead and telling? Supposingly, I am original equipment manufacturer. Okay? And there is one component manufacturer. I am an original equipment manufacturer and there is a component manufacturer who makes components for me. I went ahead and told him, you do one thing. Can you buy one mold from the market? Can you buy the mold from the market, make one component and give it to me? He told, okay sir, I will make the component. Per component, I will charge you how much, everyone? 100 rupees. Is the contract clear, everyone? I told you, I want you to make one component and give it to me. You told, okay sir, I will make the component and give it to you. I will only buy the mold. I will make the component and give it to you. The value of supply will be how much, everyone? 100 rupees, correct? You know what happened? You could not find the mold in the market. So you told me, sir, can you please buy the mold? And can you give the mold to me free of cost? I bought the mold and I supplied to you free of cost. For an example, the mold ka value was 1 lakh rupees. How much was the mold ka value? 1 lakh rupees. Now, tell me one thing. Will you still charge me 100 rupees or you will charge me something less? You will charge me something less, right? So you went ahead and charged me only, supposingly 90 rupees. You went ahead and charged me something 90 because I bought the mold, bought and gave the mold to you. You know what government is selling, Ramesh? Whose business was it to buy the mold? Component manufacturer. But I bought and gave it to him free of cost, right? Government told Ramesh, out of this mold, how many units is he going to make? I told, sir, he is going to make 10,000 units. Government told, per unit 10 rupees, you have to go ahead and add. And his value of supply will be how much, everyone? Array, obligation of the supplier made by the recipient. He had to buy the mold. I bought it. His obligation I fulfilled. So when he is supplying, in that 10 rupees will be added and his value of supply will be how much, everyone? 100. Is my point clear to all? And also, I will not get the ITC of the mold. I will not get the ITC because it was none of my business to buy it. Only when you buy it, for your business, you get it. If you bought it for someone else, you will not get the ITC. Next one. Here is the component manufacturer. I am the original equipment manufacturer. I told him, I will buy the mold. I will give you the mold free of cost. I will only buy the mold. I will only give it to you free of cost. You make the component and give it to me. He went ahead and told, sir, per component, I will go ahead and charge you 80 rupees. Simple contract. I bought the mold from the market. I gave the mold to him. He supplied the item to me at 80 rupees. My question over here, in this scenario, what will be the value of supply? Simple. Here, there is no complication at all. The value of supply will be 80 rupees because I had already contracted with him that you don't buy the mold. I will buy the mold. I will only give it to you. You make the component and give it to me. He told I will charge 80 rupees. It was none of his obligation. It was none of his obligation to buy the mold. I only had to buy the mold, give it to you. I bought the mold, give it to you. I will get the ITC also. And there will be nothing added in the value of supply. Is my point clear to all? But in the above case, the contract was what? Always remember, IDT depends on what? Contract. What was the contract, everyone? You buy the mold, you give me the item, but you could not buy the mold. I bought the mold and gave it to you. Then it was your obligation made by me. And hence, the amortized amount was added to the value. Is my point clear to all? Everyone over here now. It says, ITC on mold and die sent by the original equipment manufacturer free of cost to component manufacturer. People, if the contract was for supplying of component using the mold and die of the component manufacturer, he told, I will buy the mold and die and make the goods and give. But mold was supplied by whom? Original equipment manufacturer. Amortized cost of the mold and die is to be added to the value of the component. The value of the component may amortized amount has to be added. ITC shall be reversed since it is not considered in the course of business. I will not get the ITC. The next one. If the contract was for supplying of component using the mold and die of the original equipment manufacturer, I told I will buy the mold and die and then give it to you. The contract was like this. Then in this scenario, no tension. ITC will be allowed also and there will be no reversal, no addition to the value, nothing. Because it was my obligation that I will only buy the mold and give it to you. In this case, anything will be added or not be added? Not be added. And that is what is being told over here. That's all, everyone, with the chapter of input tax credit. Chalo, we'll do one thing. First, we'll mark. People, this one I already told you, right? Listen. Section number 16, no? Section number 16. I will suggest don't leave anything and go. Don't leave in even a single point. Section number 16, do question answer, do everything and go. It is A plus Baba. 1 or 2 point will come in the exam. You can't leave anything. If you leave 1 point and go, that point only will come. Don't leave anything. Section number 17 is B graded. It might come, might not come. Okay, everyone? Here, banking company is C graded. Banking company wala point is C graded. Other than that, this apportionment method is B graded. Bad luck is very bad, then it will come. But those students who have learned it well, I think it is very easy. There is nothing difficult in this. Trust me, it is very, very easy. If you practice question answers and go, it is very, very easy. This 17.3 is also B graded. They might go ahead and ask you. Don't leave section number 17.3 ka question. 1 or 2 question, if you do it today, you will 100% be able to do it. Please come down. This I have already told you. These are B graded. Rule number 42 and 43. Might come, might not come. This is A graded. Block credit is A graded, everyone. Block credit is A graded. Section number 18, this chart, no, this completely, you can call it B or I also call it C graded because hardly they go ahead and ask a question. But if your bad luck is very bad, they can go ahead and ask. So I've gone ahead and covered this also. Can I go ahead, everyone? In this, I find this 18.6 also very good. So I've gone ahead and taught you with an example. Other than that, Baba, these two circular, please read it yourself. I'm not going ahead and putting time, but you can just read it yourself. Everyone, I'll close my revision on the chapter of input tax credit. Done.